Hello YouTube, this is a Satsu 5 and I have another knife review for you today. Yes, I'm actually having another knife review. I know it's been a long time, but I decided to get this one out of the way because I really like this knife. What is this knife, you say? It is the Colombian River Knife and Tool M21-14Dsfg G10 handle. And something that you ought to notice right off the bat, that it's a partially serrated blade. And you normally don't see partially serrated blades on my channel, but I'll get to that more later on in the review. First off, I'd like to get the stats out of the way, because to me that is the boring part, because anyone can look at the stats on the internet. But the knife itself, the overall length is 9.25 inches. The closed length is 5.25 inches. The weight is 6.1 ounces. The blade length is 3.875 inches, and its thickness is 0.14 inches. The blade steel, aka blade material, is 8CL14 MOV. 8CL14 MOV, excuse me, and the blade hardness is 5859 HLC. The finish is a titanium nitride, and it is a hollow grind blade, and the blade style or blade shape is a deep bellied spear point. And yes, it is a combo edge with the the very purposeful VEF Serrations. I must say that I'm a big fan of the VEF Serrations now. And normally when I buy a knife, I either want no serrations or I want the serrations to cover the whole entire blade. But I decided to check this knife out, and I noticed I had VEF Serrations. I was like, I want to check that out. Now I'm sounding a little bit redundant, just bear with me. And I must say, I am a believer in the VEF Serrations. They're like shark's teeth. Or another way to describe them, they're like miniature hawkbills along the blade. I prefer to call them shark's teeth because to me that sounds cooler. But yes, they kind of feed into each other. And let me just get a piece of paper right here. And they cut very smoothly without snagging. And those serrations are just feeding right into each other. And yes, that is the power of the VEF Serrations. They work very well on cutting rope, cutting cardboard, opening up boxes. Of course, that's cardboard again. But the point is, they work, and they work very well. I also like the blade shape. It's a very purposeful blade shape. Works very well. You get it's a spear point, but you get a good bit of belly for slicing action, and you do get a good point. Along with this cross guard right here, you can use this knife in a variety of ways. Tactically speaking, of course, you can use this as a thrusting blade or as a slicing or a cutting blade. So it leaves you with a wide variety of options. Not that I ever hope to be in that situation. It's good to know to have options. And so I really enjoy this knife. I've been carrying it. This has been my one of my knives I carry at work that I'm not supposed to use, but when the managers aren't looking, I actually do use on occasion because I sometimes forget where my box cuttle's at. But this is a very good knife. Some of the things I do not like about it, of course, with all things, the stuff that I like and don't like about particular products, and with this particular product, the thing I do not like about it is the pocket clip. Now, it's not because of the way the pocket clip is made. As far as its functionality, the pocket clip functions perfectly, and you have 4 position pocket clip holes, so you can tap this, or you can put the pocket clip tip up, tip down, left-handed, right-handed. It's ambidextrous in the truest sense. But the pocket clip is black. Besides the thumb stud and the pivot pin, the rest of the blade it is either this kind of bronze tannish color, which I kind of call the blade a bronze color because it's a little bit shinier, but the G10 is a little bit more matte in color, so I call it more of a desert tan. But to me, the pocket clip should always match the blade. That is my own little quirk that I always go by when I look at a knife. I always think the pocket clip should match the blade in color and finish. And this being a desert tactical type knife, I think they would have been better off with just making the whole thing tan. Of course, I realize that making the whole thing tan or bronze might lead to difficulty if you drop it into the sand. It might be more difficult to find, which black being a contrasting color might aid in finding the knife if you drop it. I realize that. I just think that the pocket clip should match the blade. That is my own feelings on the pocket clip. You may or may not agree with it, but that's how I feel. Other than that, I love the blade. The blade gives you, like I said, many options. The blade or the knife can be opened with the thumb stud slash blade stop, which fits in this little nook right here and acts as a blade stop. Or you can open it using this back cross guard as a flipper. It opens very effectively like that. Or if you want to be even more tactical, you can use this cross guard as a waving device. Wave it against your pants and it'll open up just like a waved Emerson. So you can open this knife in a wide variety of ways depending on your personal preference and the situation that you're in. You can open the knife up slowly or quickly. So that is what is up with this knife. To me, in my opinion, is probably one of the better tactical folding blades that Colombian Rifle Knife and Tool has came out with recently. I'm not a huge fan of Colombian Rifle Knife and Tool. They have some stuff that I like, but they have a lot of stuff that just doesn't, I don't know a good way to say this. It doesn't turn me on in its design. They come out with a lot of weird stuff, which is good for Colombian Rifle Knife and Tool because, you know, it's good to experiment with different things. But a lot of those stuff I'm not a big fan of. The stuff that they do come out with that I'm a fan of, I tend to think is some pretty good stuff. And this is some good stuff right here. Now, the locking mechanism. It is a liner lock, and it also comes with the auto lock system, which I don't know if you can see that right there, but there's the auto lock system. And I know the lighting on my reviewing table is horrible, but basically that, let's see if I can get it to show. But anyways, this auto lock system, basically what it does is it puts a little ball between the liner lock and the frame, and it keeps you from accidentally closing the knife, which in a tactical situation is a good thing. You'll read and hear on Colombian Rifle Knife and Tool's website saying that this turns this knife into a virtual fixed blade. I am able to tell you that this will not turn it into a virtual fixed blade. If you want a virtual fixed blade, buy a fixed blade. or in that metal, get a cold steel triad locking knife, which I would say is probably one of the closer things to fixed blade you can get. Not to say that this locking mechanism is weak. It is very strong. There was no play up, down, left, right. There was no play whatsoever. But I have seen this knife fail in some hard-use tasks. So just remember that knives have their limitations. If you want a knife that will not fold on you, you'll be better off getting a fixed blade knife that will not fold. Now, you might be asking yourself one question. How much does this knife cost? Well, from the factory, it cost $89.99, but we're not expected to pay that price. That is the factory price. I usually like to shop at knifeworks.com. They're based out of Louisiana, and you can get this knife at knifeworks.com for $46.95. So that's a considerably big difference. That's a very affordable price. The average knife user won't feel too bad about spending that much money on a knife, especially one that is made as well as this one is. Is it a super knife? No, but I definitely believe that it is a very dependable knife for the tactical knife user. You can use it in utility tasks, but I feel very confident that I could defend myself with this knife. Although I pray I never have to. That's it. That is my views on the knife. I hope you enjoyed the review. And as always, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.